Hi there and welcome. In this video, we will explore how we can run SQL queries in transaction using DBIx. To quickly recap, transactions allow you to run queries in a safe block and only commit your intended changes after explicitly calling the commit keyword. The DBIx approach is very similar to how you would start and end transaction when running SQL through the console. The only difference is that you will call methods on schema to start and end a transaction. Now let's say we have a simple scenario. We would like to retrieve all the result sets from user and we would like to update the username, and we only want to do this in transaction. So if our code block succeeds, we won't commit the transaction, so it updates all the usernames for our users, and if not, we won't roll back. So the state of the DB stays unchanged. Now how we can do that? Well, the first thing that you want to do, you want to access your schema and you want to call this txn_begin. And this is going to indicate that you would like to start a transaction. Now after that, you can introduce an eval block or try-catch block, and basically here you put in all the update logic that's going to either succeed or fail potentially, and then you can act on the results and commit or roll back as needed. So as I said, we would like to get all the users, so we say schema result set, where we access the users, and we just call the all method, so getting back all the users. Now here, for the current context, we would like to say update every single user, and we want to set the username to something like current context username, and we would like to append update, so change the username to current username plus update at the end, and we do that for all the users that we fetched. And after the eval block, we can do something like, let's say a ternary statement where we say $@ symbol that we know is going to contain the error message in case our eval block failed. And through ternary statement, we can say if there is an error, we can do something, which is say what was the error. And after that, we can say schema and txn_rollback. So here we're saying something failed, say what failed, and then roll back. Don't commit anything to database. Otherwise, we can say schema txn_commit. So there was no error. The logic in this block succeeded, so we just want to commit the changes. Now let's look at the failure scenario before, and we can do something like die, oh no, ... Alright, so that in place, you can say Perl, run the script with dbig trace, and looks like there's an issue, and yes, I misspelled result set, so result, so missing T here. Alright, let's rerun this again. So what do we see? We see that we're beginning the transaction through begin work, which comes from the txn begin keyword. We can then see that we're fetching all the users. This is going to be here. We're accessing the result set, calling the all method, and then we're looping through all the result sets and updating the username for all users one by one, which you can see in these many blocks here. And after that, we're going to see that, oh no, something bad happened, which comes from this do block where we're saying the issue, and then finally we're rolling back the changes. And if you check the database, so let's sign in and let's go to the user table, and we can see that our usernames haven't been updated, so nothing has been changed because we did the logic in the DBIx transaction, it failed, we rolled it back, all is well. Now, if we comment out this die block and rerun the script again, we're going to see the same thing as before. So begin work, selecting all the users, updating the usernames, but now we don't see an error message and the final word is commit. So that means that everything what we had here for updating condition succeeded. If we go to the database, refresh it, we're going to see that for every single user, we now have the updated username. And this is how you can use transactions. So you start a transaction through txn begin, then you do your logic. If it fails and there isn't explicit txn commit, it's going to roll back. And that's another key takeaway here, is that you don't necessarily need to explicitly call txn rollback. If you do a code logic and it does not get around to txn commit, it's going to implicitly roll back the changes and throw a warning in a console. So it's good to call the txn rollback and to be explicit where you actually didn't want to commit a transaction in case something went wrong. And afterwards, of course, if all is good, you just say txn commit. Alright, so that's it for this video. We revised what are transactions, and we also looked at how we can run our SQL queries in transaction using DBIx. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you at the next one.